just out of it because I
Yeah.
really worried about
And what's
Will.
Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will,
I am barely out of it, 'cause I truly stressed over what's Will doing. He's simply staying there, Will's in any case. Talking, he resembles he's still 'cause now he's frantic in light of the fact that Chris is conversing with me. And I go, Chris, this is about an old, that is all I could remember to say right. And I couldn't actually take in his conciliatory sentiment how uncommon for Will a person who I mean on that sort of stage to accomplish something so crazy totally. It's thoroughly unusual him at all. Will Smith can't get a break as his name continues to enter the spotlight for conjugal issues, leaving the web mind passed up these new disclosures after Jada Pinkett Smith had gone on a meeting with NBC News to uncover that she and Will Smith had been parted starting around 2016. More data has become visible by Jada, causing what is happening to feel like a betray toward Will Smith, passing on numerous to accept that there is certainly something happening in the background, since the vast majority of these meetings are clearly on the grounds that she needs to advance her new book. Yet what's the genuine justification for Jada circulating out their whole conjugal issue that has been left well enough alone as of not long ago? There are such countless astonishing things in the book. Yet what astonished me the most that I truly needed to rehash it, since I said is this genuine right, was that in 2016 you and Will concluded that you planned to carry on with totally different lives. It was anything but a separation on paper, yet it was a separation, so from the year 2016, which is a long time back now. Yes, ye all have been separated, better believe it. And where does this double-crossing stem from? And what is Will Smith's response to this whole train wreck? Were you ever desirous of the affection Jay had for Tupac, oh dear? __. Better believe it, wow that buddy. And you know, and that was in the good old days, no doubt that was in the good old days. And it resembled that was a major layman for me too, 'cause I would never open up to cooperate with Pac, you know. And on the grounds that we had a tad of a thing, right, since you know you realize they grew up together. And you realize they cherished one another, yet they never had that you realize they never had a sexual relationship. Yet they had come into that age, where now that was plausible. And afterward Jada was with me, you know, so you realize Pac had a seemingly insignificant detail on that Yet she simply adored him like he was the picture of flawlessness. Yet she was with the new ruler in a new meeting with drifter Jada Pinkett Smith, shared some stunning news that just appeared to be a method for going after entertainer Will Smith. She uncovers the real essence of the manner in which she and Tupac had an outlook on one another, suggesting that the two clearly had a keen interest in one another. You were exceptionally close with Tupac Shakur. Yes, this stunned every individual who tuned into this interview on the grounds that to talk RLM sincerely about one more man while you're hitched is certainly a neck breaker, and has the whole web to one or the other jokester on Will Smith for not taking care of business, or assault Jada Pinkett Smith for being a horrendous spouse. In this interview, she kept on discussing the rapper Tupac and expressed that the two might have been perfect partners. Jada Smith was then inquired as to whether she lamented not taking things further with the rapper Tupac, and she expressed that it was preposterous. There was no science between us. Don't you accept around that he was enamored with you since he would compose verse about you realize? I believe it's so interesting, 'cause now being more seasoned, I have a greater amount of a comprehension of what that was between us. Since you know, when you have two youngsters have extremely unmistakable inclinations, yet there's no actual science between us by any means. And it wasn't even only for me, you realize it was him too. Don't I mean you realized some time ago I resembled Kiss Me. We should find out how this turns out. And when I let you know it must be the most incredibly nauseating kiss for us, both clarified that for me, since it was so dispassionate the relationship, I think you know the main way I can put it is only the higher influence just didn't need that, since I feel like assuming Pac, and I had any sort of sexual science, We could have killed each other in light of the fact that we were both so enthusiastic. And you know we love profoundly. I mean, it was hard enough with us being companions. We had a very unstable relationship. Yet assuming that you've been staying aware of the news among Tupac and Jada Smith, you'd realize that there was most certainly more than a fellowship going on. She kept on expressing on the off chance that there is such an incredible concept as previous existences. Me and Tupac have most certainly gone on a couple of excursions. She kept on thinking back about the days with Tupac, saying it resembled God. Made us that way, she expressed it resembled. Look, I will assemble you all right, you all will be a powerful pair, yet I will let you know right currently. I will make it so you all won't have the option to get together, 'cause that wasn't the reason. Definitely seems like Jada Smith has been feeling the loss of her late companion Tupac and wants to have invested more energy with each other. This has persuaded individuals to think that assuming that Tupac was still around, the two would have been together, rather than Will Smith, to make an already difficult situation even worse. Jada Smith uncovered that while Tupac was secured in Rikers jail, the famous rapper requested that she wed him. At the time, Jada Smith had dismissed him since she felt that he just felt as such in light of the fact that he was secured and desolate. At an opportunity to exacerbate the situation, Jada Pinkett Smith, in NBC News Early Evening, Unique with Hoda Kotb, uncovered that both of them had been separated beginning around 2016. Despite the fact that they hadn't gone through the general set of laws to do as such from that point forward, the two been setting up a front to appear as though an ideal couple in the public's eye. That in 2016 you and Will concluded that you planned to carry on with totally different lives. It was anything but a separation on paper. Yet it was a separation. When we got to 2016, we were depleted with attempting, which sent everybody in for a sensational bit of occasions. Yet that was still the beginning of the meeting, as things actually got a smidgen more warmed when Jada kept on broadcasting out the entire marriage. She made sense of why this data hadn't gotten out to the public sooner, saying they weren't prepared at this point, and that the two were all the while attempting to sort things out among them, and how to be in association, which made it even more curious, since the two had been together for an astounding 26 years prior to pursuing the choice to part in 2016. The two truly had all that time and couldn't choose if they really sought each other. Appears to be a bit odd, yet individuals have their reasons. It's only dependent upon them to spill it yet. At some point or another, we will get reality. The meeting didn't stop there, as Jada kept on spilling an ever-increasing number of about their conjugal issues. And from that point on, things began to get chaotic. As Jada proceeded with the meeting, she uncovered why the two even parted, in any case expressing, I think, when we got to 2016, we just got depleted with attempting. She proceeded with, I imagine, that we were both sort of still trapped in our dream of what we figured the other individual ought to be. This left the web in complete tumult, in light of the fact that the purported ideal couple was not so ideal. Remember, they chose to divide in 2016. Only 2 years after J. Cole delivered No Good Examples, discussed terrible timing, except for the inquiry that everybody had now, was the reason they were not separating at this point. I mean, the two previously consented to part in 2016, didn't they? Well, as per Pinkett, she communicated that she just couldn't formally separation. Will Smith, the explanation was she would have rather not broken her commitment, with Will saying made a commitment. And I haven't had the option to break that guarantee. This entire situation was only one major train wreck, and her desired truth to move something that wasn't working along was totally insane. How about we backtrack a bit in light of the fact that Jada digs into a subject during this interview that entrapped Will Smith in a to some degree abnormal circumstance with comic Chris Rock. What is happening presently? Most importantly, I'm truly stunned. 'Cause mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife. No doubt in quite a while. I'm like, what is happening right now? My significant other name out of your mouth, right? And I'm similar to yet presently. I'm truly stressed for Will, 'cause I don't have the foggiest idea what's happening. What we at first saw as a bold demonstration took a to some degree different light after this meeting, and things got a digit abnormal 'cause during the 94th Foundation grants, on spring 27th, 2022, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for telling a wisecrack about his significant other Pinkett Smith for being bare on Oscar night 2022. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Chris tried about Jay's hair. Jada, I love you, G.I. Jane, to can hardly hold on to see it all. Applause. Right, that was a pleasant one. Okay, I'm over here, good gracious. Laughter, Richard, goodness, wow. Anyway, Jada revealed that Will's activity was excessive, remarking, I thought this is a drama I resembled. It's basically impossible that will hit him irritated you. You didn't an eye roll, like, right, no doubt. And I did that eye roll, not such a huge amount for myself. And I think this is truly significant.